How to remove and replace bicycle pedals. It might seem like a very simple job, but it's one where you can easily get confused, and I'll get onto that a little bit later. Tools you'll need for this job: either a specialist wrench like this, or spanner as we call it in the UK, specifically for taking pedals off, if it's a fitting like that. If you've got an Allen key fitting, generally it's an 8mm Allen key, sometimes it's a 6. And if you haven't got the proper tools, for some basic pedals, you can just use a plain 15mm wrench or spanner. Now, the reason that people sometimes get a little bit confused with this job is because both sides of the pedals are not threaded in the same way. They're actually designed so that when you pedal, they're in fact trying to loosen themselves away, because if it was the other way around, you would never manage to get your pedals off. So the drive side crank, which is where the chain rings are, that unscrews in the conventional manner, so anti-clockwise, whereas the non-drive side crank, you actually turn it clockwise to undo it. A good way to remember it is if you attach the wrench or the Allen key to the pedals, as you turn the cranks in the normal direction, it will be trying to loosen them as you hold it in place. Starting with the non-drive side, it's easiest to have the crank facing downwards and your Allen key pointing towards the rear of the bike. We've got it on a stand here, and that way you just need to push down the Allen key, prevent the crank from moving forward, and it should come loose. Once you've got it loose, it should be relatively easy. You can put the long end of the Allen key in, and just quickly turn it like that, hold the other side of the pedal until it comes off. Coming over to the drive side, again, put the crank so it's facing down towards the ground, put your Allen key in so it's facing backwards, push down, and with a little bit of force, you should be able to release it. Long end of the Allen key in again, turn it until it comes out. Before you replace your pedals, make sure that the threads are clean both on the pedals and inside the cranks, and then put some high quality grease on the threads and you're ready to get going. Just put it so it's roughly in the right position on the crank, put your Allen key on the other side, and you want to turn it clockwise on this side of the crank, but your Allen key is turning anti-clockwise on the drive side. Do it until it engages, and it should be very easy to get it almost tight just by spinning the Allen key. Once you've got it as tight as you can that way, put the Allen key on the long side. This time the Allen key is facing to the front part of the bike, and again you put your weight on it to make sure it's tight. Back to the non-drive side again, put some grease on the thread, place it up against the crank so it's roughly in the right position. Put your Allen key in the other side, and from the pedal side you'll be turning it anti-clockwise on the non-drive side. The Allen key itself will be turning clockwise. Once it's most of the way in, put the Allen key the other way around facing forwards, put some weight on it, and that will be tight. Now, for the purposes of this video, we put some very basic pedals onto our top end road bike to show you how to remove using the specialist pedal spanner or wrench. In this situation, it's slightly easier if you put the non-drive side crank facing forward and get your wrench so it's about that angle there. That way you can hold onto the pedal, put all your weight downwards, and there's nothing below that if it suddenly comes loose, you're going to hit your hand on anything. Hold it solid, put your weight on the spanner, and it should loosen. And with this type of pedal, once it's initially loose, you should be able to do the rest of it just by hand. Same for the drive side. Place the crank so it's facing forwards, the spanner so it's facing the rear of the bike, and push down until the pedal releases. Now, if you've got basic pedals like this, which look very similar, normally the way you can tell which side each one goes on is because it's marked on the very inside of the pedal axle, left on one, right on the other, marked with L and R. On the drive side, screw it in by hand by turning it clockwise to tighten. Then get the cranks at an angle so that you can engage your spanner so that it's facing forwards towards the front of the bike, and then push down until it's adequately tight. It's very important to get your hand into a place that if you slip, it's not going to go anywhere near the sharp chain rings. Over to the non-drive side, and again, tighten initially by hand, then put the crank so that it's facing the rear of the bike and the spanner so it's facing the front, and push down until it's tight.
To be fixed in one position, you need to optimise that position for long-term comfort and also power. The axle of the pedal should be under the ball of your foot or slightly behind it.